All right, this is our warm up. I was hoping that we could kind of look at some of the lessons we did before we stopped our last rotation. So, pulled out some of the key things that we were working on and was seeing how well we recalled them. Is pretty much what we're looking at. So here we're looking at proportions. As things are growing at a constant rate, you can follow that pattern. You can continue through. So what we've got here is we have a proportion or a fraction, 45 and a half over 7. And if we divided that 7 by 7, we got 1. What happens when you divide 45.5 by 7? You get 6.5. So we're finding the unit rate for every 1. It's going to increase 6.5. So using that, can you conclude what's going to happen here? So that's what I've done with each of these little sections is I've given you some hints of what we're working on. Sorry, Moby doesn't want to respond very well. So here it says there are 3 boys for every 6 girls. So 3 boys, there's going to be 6 girls at the movie. If there are 24 girls, how many boys are there going to be at the movie? So what we're doing is 3 over 6 equals what number over 24? Well, do you see a pattern? So we took 6 and we multiplied it by 4. So what are we going to do with 3? So hopefully you found this is going to be 12. So we could have done that backwards and taken 24 and divided it by 4. I wrote multiply, but we're dividing. So here we're looking at, can we do the same kind of patterns and trends if we have fractions in our ratio or our impact based on our proportion? Can that be a fraction? So I think some of y'all did this in class with me because I asked you as an exit ticket. But Jacob mixes 1/2 cup of yellow paint for every 1/5 cup of blue paint to make green paint. How many cups of yellow paint are needed for 1 cup of blue paint? Complete the table below. So what you're trying to find out, obviously, is that unknown box there. But what did we do to 1/2 to get it to equal 1? We multiplied it by the fraction 5, or 5 over 1. So 1/5 times 5, or 1/5 times 5 over 1, gets me 5 over 5, which equals 1. But now we got to take this fraction 1/3 and multiply it by 5 over 1. So 1 times 5 is 5, and then 3 times 1 is 3. So we get 5/3, which equals 1 and 2/3. Okay, this is again review. That's why we're doing this. 2 quantities x and y have a proportional relationship if all the ratios y over x for the related pairs x and y are equivalent. So if I take y over x, no matter what the ordered pair is, no matter what the ratio is, and I always get the ratio to equal 2, no matter what I divide, then that tells me it's proportional, and it's going to always get that 2. So the question here is the relationship between the number of tickets sold and the number of hours proportional? If so, how many tickets were sold in 8 hours? So we got to do additional work here, but first of all, we take, this says H and F. Fine, make this an X. Can't really see that. Make this an X and make this a Y. So we're taking 240 divided by 3. Well, that equals 80. Then take the next one, 400 divided by 5. Well, that equals 80. Take the next one, 720 divided by 9. That equals 80. So is this proportional? Yes. So yes, it's proportional. So the question is then, how many tickets are sold in 8 hours? Well, if we're really, what we're doing is 3 times 80, 5 times 80, 9 times 80. So what's 8 times 80? 640. So 640 tickets in 8 hours.